You ready for this? Are you ready for the Ritfit Gazelle? I don't think you are. What up, y'all? Today on Jeff Does What, we have the Ritfit Gazelle. This right here is the premium cream of the crop. One of the best hack squat leg presses you can get. This right here is a beast of a machine. We're able to leg press or hack squat over 1,000 pounds on this. Granted, I myself can't do that, but it has the power to do that. Hey, at the end of this video, I do have a build up of this. So if you need to know how to put this together, it is really simple. It does not take that long. I have all the step-by-step instructions at the end of this video. So be sure to stick around if you need to know how to put this together. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button. Okay, so what we have here is the Ritfit Gazelle. This right here is a hack squat and a leg press all in one unit. And with that, you are able to do multiple different exercises besides just your hack squat or leg press, or you can do variations of it. Let me show you what it's all about. So in the configuration we have it set up right now, we are in the hack squat. So we'll push up, push our safeties out, and get that full range of motion right there. Look how deep I am at. And push right back up. That right there is a lot of range of motion, and one of the big pluses of this machine, because most of these combo units, you aren't able to get that full range of motion. Now, like I said, I'm 5'10", so I fall perfectly in line with this machine. Now, you can actually use this machine being over 6 foot, because it has plenty more to go with it. Now, with this range, there's a whole lot of rails. Like I said, being the Gazelle compared to their base model of this, we have a lot longer range of travel on this. So I know people that's over 6 foot that's had no issues using this, still able to get their full range of motion, which is a big plus. And one of the main reasons I went with the Ritfit Gazelle. Now, besides your regular hack squat, we are able to turn this around, and thanks to these arm supports right up here, we're still to get down. Not as low on this one, but we can do this. Got our calf raises. And this unit, it just makes it so easy to do stuff. Like I said, everything is nice and smooth. Like I said, I know a few people when these first came out, they had a few little issues with the rollers. They have since fixed all that from my knowledge. I've yet to have any squeaking issues, and I have loaded one side heavier than the other just to see if I could replicate that, and I was not able to on this. Now, if you look, it has some massive guide rods. And as you can see, this curvature now fits perfect to that guide rod. That was where some of the issues were, these not lining up perfect, and now all that is supposedly all fixed. I've yet to run into any issues with that. And also, since I'm back here, we have lots of weight horns on here. We're able to put over 1,000 pounds on this. Now, granted, I myself probably won't ever squat 1,000 pounds, but it's nice to know that there is plenty of room for weights. Now, when you get ready to swap this over, it's real simple. We have one pin back there. Move our backrest right down there, put that pin in, and then we got a pin right back in here. Of course, I'm on the wrong side. Come on. And we flop that over, and now we're ready to do some leg press. there's that pin right there. And as we come to this other side over here, we see we have 3 different positionings on here, so we can actually get our footing exactly where we're wanting it. And if you're brave enough, you could probably even drill some more in there. I wouldn't put too many in there, but if there's a certain spot you're wanting, I do see that as an option. And it's not, I more likely not recommended by Ritfit, but that's an option for someone who just wants that exact perfect alignment. Because like I said, anyone that has a good drill press and knows how to mark stuff out, I'd see no issue doing that. Now, with our leg press, we're able to get plenty, and I mean plenty, of movement here. Even I can push it way up there, stretch my back out all funny, and there's still plenty of room. And as for bottom out, I'm bottom out right there, and I still have about 3 inches to that stopper right there. Now, besides your standard leg press, we are able to do some single leg presses. So if you're wanting to just sit there and do one leg at a time, no issue. Like I said, me personally, I have plenty of room on this platform to get exactly where I'm wanting. Like I said, this is a lot wider than their original one. Like I said, right now, my feet are out past my shoulders, and there I am, even with my shoulders. So, plenty of room on this foot plate. Like I said, no issues. Full range right there. It doesn't get much better than that, I can tell you that. Like I said, I've messed with a lot of these other hack squat leg presses and always have issues on getting full range of motion until you get in some of your more expensive, heavier build, borderline commercial grade for the home use. Then you'll start seeing better stuff. But overall, the price of this thing and how smooth everything is and quiet, oh my God. Like I said, with these just rolling on these guide rods and not having them pin bearings, so nice, so nice. Now, like I said, if you mess with some of the other pin bearing stuff, you know how loud they can be, and heck, you have to have your Elgin headphones in to make sure you can hear yourself think. Now, as we look a little bit more at there, as you see, we have some band pegs right down there for those who do like to do band training. Like I said, they are on the outside of the frame, real easy to get to. Straight shot, and like I said, it is out wide enough where you can put your bands back behind the weight horn so your weights aren't getting in the way. Or you can just have them out here and have all your weights down there. So lots of options as far as that goes. Not to mention, we also have band pegs at the back of the machine. So if we wanted to use them just to keep these weight horns band free. So like I said, lots of options for your bands. Like I said, that's something I need to start playing around with more and seeing what I can get into with some bands. Now you might ask, who is this for? Now, is it for everyone? No, but if you're trying to do a lot of, let's say you work out by yourself, you don't have anyone there, but you like doing squats. Well, yeah, you can have some safety arms or something out there, but something happens. This right here is going to be far safer for you and easier for you to get out instead of trapped inside of a squat rack. Same movement? No, it's close. Like I said, it's still a type of squat. It is a different style squat, but it's a lot safer for someone who is working out by themselves. And it's one of the machines you can always have set up, because like I said, your squat rack or cage, whatever it is, you're constantly going to be changing stuff out in there. Well, this set up, ready to go, no issues every time. The biggest downfall of this is the amount of space it takes up. Like I said, yeah, you're basically going to get just a few different exercises out of this. Like I said, your basic squat, leg press, calf raise, and like I said, however else you want to configure them. And I've seen some sketchy looking stuff online of other ways to use these machines. Might not recommend what they're doing in them, but there's always something for you to try out. Now, I hope y'all like this video on the Ritfit Gazelle. Like I said, I love this machine. Me and my wife have been using it quite a bit since it's been installed, put together in here, and it is becoming more and more used in here the more we get used to this machine, and as we're starting to work out even more and more. Now, like I said, after this, be sure to stick around to watch this machine being put together. Like I said, I have a step-by-step detail. It did not take me that long. There's quite a few people online that have issues with it, and I myself, I didn't have any issues putting it together. It went together fairly quick and easy. Yes, sir, a lot of pieces and parts, but as long as you have everything laid out, no issue at that. And like I said, if you're liking this, be sure to hit that subscribe button and like button down there. Helps the channel out big time. And I do have some links to this in the description if you are wanting to buy one. Till next time, y'all take it easy. So as we get started to put this together, we have everything all laid out to make sure all of our parts are here and to make it simpler as we were putting this together. So as we start off, we're going to build our frame, and these are going to bolt right up here at the front and right back here at the back. Now we get our back uprights installed. Now these bolts do got to come up from the bottom and can be a little tricky if you're just doing it by yourself. What I did, I pushed the bolts up, set it down on the ground, set my pole on there, and then bolted it down, and then did the same thing to the other side. Now we come through and we bolt this right here. As we get ready to bolt this crossmember in, we need to make sure we take one of these plates and have it on the outside. That's going to help strengthen this up right here, making this joint even stronger. Now, when installing this crossmember, make sure you have that facing up towards the top, because that's going to be for future steps later. So utilizing them two big holes, we inserted our guide rods. Now that's just sitting on there, and bolted that down. Now we're going to slide on the gliding mechanism and get our top crossmember bolted in. Now as we slide this on, we got two bolts up here at the top, and then we got some more of these plates, which we'll put a plate over here on the side to get this all bolted up. Now, once I'm at this point, I'm going to go through and tighten up all the bolts on this main frame, because I shouldn't have to loosen anything again or have anything loose as far as this structure goes. But I want to try to make sure, keep everything tight as I'm working on this. Now we come through and bolt these down here. As we go on to install our safety arms, so this is going to slide through, this arm's going to slide through. We got a bolt and a big washer. We got a real big washer right there, spring, and then this arm, and it's going to slide through these blocks we just installed. Then up here at the top of the machine, we're going to take 2 more of these blocks and bolt them in. Next, we're going to come under the machine, and we got some bolts there and there. We're going to bolt that bracket to it. Now this is actually going to house our weight horn, which we're going to install right now. Now all we did, we took one of these tubes off, slid the rod through, and now all we got to do is come back through with this Allen wrench and tighten this up. As we continue on, we're going to take this, which is going to house our cushions, and make it look like this. Real simple. 6 bolts, 6 washers. Now with them padded pieces, we come through and we bolt them right up here. Now it's time to install our grab handle. This will end up getting a bolt right through here, bolts here, and another one of them plates we have will go right there. With them all bolted on, we can now it's now set up where we can put more weight horns onto this beast. And since I'm also able to slide it up now, we went on and installed this safety right here so we can actually stop where we bottom out. As we work on our foot plate, we're going to install this bracket just like that. Then to install the foot plate, there's a little nub right there, bolt on each side will go in. And you'll also pull your 1 pin right there so you can line that up. Now, when you're installing this, make sure you're past that safety before you try to bolt this in, because otherwise you'll have to take your bolts back out. Remove that behind that safety. Now we're going to take our back cushion and have bolts going up through this into that. And just for reference, that little silver pin, which is used to help hold the cushion fabric material together, will be right up here by that, because it can only go one way. Now as we come down here to get ready to install our foot plate, first thing we got to do is we'll get one of these rods, shove it through. We got a bracket, handle, bracket. Like I said, they'll bolt together right there. Then we got bolts right there for our foot plate. And then this is going to bolt right up through here. And just to get more parts out of the way, we wanted to put our extra weight horns on. We got band pegs. We have our rubber for the weights. More band pegs. Just about got this thing all finished up. And for our very last thing to do is get this bracket bolted on. And now we are ready to install that. And with this pin, this is complete. And like I said, we now get to bask in the glory of this Ritfit Gazelle.